Collins. Welcome to the graduation convocation ceremony for the IU Bloomington School of Education. You may want to know that we'll be streaming the ceremony live on the web, as I said, also recording it for future viewing, so you can check the School of Education website or our Facebook page for a link to watch later. And again, if you're standing up and you would rather sit down, please feel free to go into the auditorium and have a seat there and watch it on the screen. And then if you want, you can come back in while the graduates are being honored. So I'm Keith Barton, the Associate Dean for Undergraduate Studies in the Office of Teacher Education. We're here to celebrate the accomplishments of students who've completed requirements for bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees from the School of Education. In addition, many of these students have also been working toward licensing as teachers, counselors, or school administrators. Our program today will be relatively short and will include a few words from Terry Mason, the Dean of the School of Education, Pamela Fisher, our alumni speaker, as well as from two of our graduating students. And then after that, we'll have all graduates line up and come forward to be congratulated by Dean Mason. Each graduate should right now have a white card on which to write personal information that will be read out while you're being recognized. If you don't have a white card, you can get one from the greeters as you line up. We're extremely proud of every one of our graduates, so please show your respect by remaining here until the end of our brief program. It can be disruptive and distracting if audience members leave during the congratulation portion of the ceremony. Before we begin, I'd like to introduce our faculty readers for today, Dr. Gamze Azul and Dr. Carrie Bazzelli. There they are over there somewhere. Now I'd like to introduce Professor Terry Mason, Dean of the School of Education, who will offer some words to honor our graduates.
Thank you, Keith. Welcome and congratulations to all those graduating today. And particularly thanks to all of you who supported these fine students through what I hope was a challenging and rewarding academic journey. So to all the parents and family who are here today, welcome and congratulations to all of you as well. On the back cover of your program, you'll see that there's a quotation from an educational philosopher, John Dewey. And that quotation reads, "Education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself." So what might this mean? I guess we could say that life and education are inseparable, or you could say that we cannot live without learning. Perhaps, I think there are many different ways to think about this particular statement. But what might it mean for teachers? The idea that education is not a preparation for life, but education is life itself. I think it could mean something like that as teachers, we create experiences that assist students in learning how to live. So as we think about that, what might experiences look like that would be like that? Let me give you an example. There was a kindergarten teacher in Chicago some years ago. Her name is Vivian Paley. And she ended up writing a book called You Can't Say, You Can't Play. Maybe some of the students here read that. Someone's nodding their head, good. And in this book, she talks about her kindergarten class in the city of Chicago. And at one point, as a teacher, she observed that some of the children during free time were playing in groups, and they would refuse to let a child come in and play with the group. They would be excluding children from the play groups. And she looked at that, and she was very troubled by it, because it didn't seem to be the kind of environment that she wanted to create. So she thought about it, and then she said to herself, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to propose a rule for my kindergarten class. And that rule is going to be, you can't say you can't play. That would mean that you couldn't exclude anybody from a play group. But instead of implementing or instituting or forcing this rule upon her young children, she instead said to them, well, let's talk about this. What would it be like if we had this rule? So for a period of several months, the children talked amongst themselves. They interviewed older students. They did a kind of inquiry process about this to learn about what it would be like to do that. And in the end, they adopted the rule. But to me, what it represents is a way of teaching that enables students to have experiences in the classroom that reflect real life for them. Because children have difficulty envisioning the future sometimes, or thinking abstractly, but they can exhibit really sophisticated reasoning when presented with ideas and problems that mean something to them. So why not offer students experiences like this one that relate to their current lives? Make it real. Another version of this making it real idea actually relates to a facility that we have here in the building that we've recently created called the Mill. It's the Make, Innovate, and Learn Lab, or what we sometimes refer to as a makerspace. Makerspaces are facilities or laboratory settings where students can go in and create and innovate. In this particular case, for example, it allows students to get an idea that they have and then go into the makerspace and use computer design software to create something, and then a 3D printer to bring that idea to life as a tangible object. It's a new way to enhance creativity and innovation, another way to make it real for students. So another interpretation of John Dewey's statement that education is not preparation for life, but education is life itself, is that life should be a continuous learning process. The phrase lifelong learner has become something of a cliche, but it is an important idea. Over my career, I've asked many of my students studying to become teachers why they want to go into education. Most of them say it's because they love kids. And that's great. We should all care about and care for children. But that may not be enough. In some cases, though, my students have said it's because they love learning. By this, I think they're referring to their own learning and that of others, their future students. For them, being in the space where learning occurs and contributing to it is an exhilarating and powerful experience. This, I would argue, is a very important motivation for becoming an educator, to devote oneself to the process of learning in all of its forms. Another John Lennon, some of the parents here may remember who that is, he had something to say about life. He said, "Life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans." So what does this tell us? To me, it means that we need to focus on what we are doing at any given time, not what you hope will happen in the future. You may aspire to being a principal, a school superintendent, a professor, or even a dean. But the way to get there is to excel at whatever it is that is the task at hand. Immerse yourself in the work that you have in front of you and balance it with taking time for yourself. Don't let life pass you by. In my first year as a classroom teacher, teaching first grade, I focused all of my attention on meeting the learning needs of my students. I was not at all concerned about what the next step in my educational career would be. I assumed that the future would take care of itself, and it did. So as you embark upon your life in the classroom, plan carefully and thoroughly, but also be ready for the teachable moments to appear and take advantage of them. Don't let these pass you by either. Often the most valuable educational experiences arise unexpectedly and spontaneously, so take the time to enjoy those and experience those with your students. Let me again congratulate all of you and extend to you my best wishes for a productive and fulfilling career in education and a lifetime of learning that will enrich your life and the lives of your students. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Mason. You said that you may have to go back to the parents' generation to recognize John Lennon. Well, I'm a grandparent, and I only barely remember John Lennon. Next, I'd like to introduce our alumni speaker, Pamela Fisher. Ms. Fisher has been a high school English teacher for 30 years, presently teaches at Park Tudor School, small independent school in Indianapolis. Prior to teaching there, she was an English teacher at Lawrence Central High School, North Central High School, Lafayette Jefferson High School, and at the American Community School International in Combe, England. She serves as a scoring table leader and reader for the College Board's Advanced Placement Literature and Composition examination every June, and has won a number of awards for her teaching, including the IPL Golden Apple Award and the Indiana University Armstrong Educator Award. She's currently the president of the Indiana University School of Education Alumni Board. Ms. Fisher?
Greetings, Dean Mason, Associate Dean Barton, graduates, faculty, parents, family, and friends. While clearly written for K-12 educators, my words will hopefully resonate with all the graduates who are here today. I decided it would be fitting today to copy fellow Hoosier David Letterman, so I bring to you the top 10 pieces of advice to graduates from the class of 2018. Number 10, set the example. You are a role model. Remember this, your students will miss nothing. Every poster you put on the wall and every marked up essay you return to your students counts. I learned this when I was student teaching in England in the spring of 1988 and took away a note from a student, only to discover that she was creating a chart tracking my combination of sweaters and skirts. Wow. That was the moment that it all clicked for me. I was being watched. Number 9, see your students through their parents' eyes. Look beyond the obvious and seek out their interests. Years ago, one of my students began the year as a tentative student in my high school English class at Lawrence Central High School. When I went to see him play basketball, I was blown away by what a beast he was on the court. I told him the next day that the geek in me was in awe of his fierce playing abilities. And over time, that tentative student brought more of that fierce spirit to the classroom. Number 8, find your people in your building and online. Teaching can be lonely. Don't suffer alone. Lean on those who show kindness to you. Can't find them in your building? Then you need to go ahead and find that community online on Facebook and through podcasts like Angela Watson's Truth for Teachers, which I listen to on my commute to school. Number 7, be present for your students. When my students come to me, I try really hard to remember to put my cell phone face down and close my laptop and lean in and give them my undivided attention. This next one's tough. Number 6, own your mistakes. We have to make countless split-second decisions daily in the classroom. Sometimes we're going to get it wrong. I have apologized to students personally, and I've apologized to students in front of an entire class. One of my students later told me that he had never had an adult apologize to him, and he was stunned that I did it in front of all of his peers. Number 8, trust your gut and stay the course. You will have days when you drive home in tears, especially in those first few years. It will get better. It takes a while to figure out who you are, but you'll find your way. Number 4, be kind to yourself. Give yourself some grace. During the hours at your school, you give those kids your undivided attention. But when you go home, you've got to carve out time for yourself. Play with your puppy. Unwind over a glass of wine with your spouse. Binge watch Friends on Netflix. Go kickboxing. And you return to this campus with your friends who you met here to feel alive again and remember these years that you had on this campus. Number 3, love your students. They so need you. You may be the lone, positive, consistent presence in their lives on a daily basis. The most improbable former students will contact you with a heartfelt message out of nowhere, years from now, thanking you for seeing something in them that they did not see in themselves. Number 2, create a safe space for your kids. After the shooting in Parkland, Florida, Catherine Posada, a 2003 IU School of Ed grad, was in that auditorium right over there with over 300 people sharing her story about how they were moving forward. She modeled for all of us how to create a safe classroom for her students to return to when their school reopened. You will see your students through some of the best and worst moments of their lives. It's humbling stuff. You may be thinking you won't be ready. You will. Just be present. Listen. They simply want to be heard. And last, number 1, inspire the next generation of human beings. Truly, this is one of the most gratifying professions out there. Your students will go into the profession in your field because of your influence in their lives. How cool is that? Several friends of mine who earn salaries that dwarf mine have told me over the years that they envy me. Why? They see my love for my kids and for this profession all over my Facebook wall. How cool is that? We need you more than ever to write the curriculum, counsel our children, create the educational policy that is going to chart our way forward for the next generation of educators. You will all take the best from your professors here, who have surely inspired you, and you may well imitate them, as well as other mentors, until you find your own style, and that's okay. It just takes time. Congratulations, graduates. As the president of School of Education Alumni Board, I am so proud to be the first to welcome all of you to our Alumni Association. Thank you.
Thank you, Pamela. That was really fabulous advice. I didn't realize until towards the end I should have been taking notes. Can you read them again? I'd now like to introduce our undergraduate speaker, Kelsey Rojak. Kelsey's from Barrington, Illinois, attended Barrington High School. She's completed her program in elementary education with a minor in Spanish. She was a member of Alpha Omicron Pi sorority and heavily involved with IU's dance marathon. She hopes to continue her career back in the suburbs of Chicago, but is ready for wherever life takes her. Kelsey?
I wasn't quite sure how to start this, so I thought I'd get some insight from the 24, 7, and 8-year-olds I have spent the last 16 weeks with. I asked them how they thought I should start out my speech and heard a whole lot of answers. So here we go. Good morning. I think this is the happiest day of my life. Some other students suggested I start out by singing a song, but trust me, you do not want that. Maybe you should say, I'm going to be a new teacher, or I want to be a teacher because, and say why. And one very witty 8-year-old asked if she could just write my entire speech, and then proceeded to write an introduction that sums it up pretty well. I have learned a lot from the teachers and students of the class, and I know that they are still learning, and I am learning from them, even if I'm not by them. I learned a lot from them, and they would teach me everything I know in the class if they could. I love all of my students and how they are very funny, and I love them so much that I want to teach them everything. Oh, I hope you read mine so they know they picked a good class for you and that I'm in it. She came pretty darn close to hitting the nail on the head with those words. Spending 8 hours in the classroom, 5 days a week with this group of kids has been nothing short of a wild ride, but it has been one that I would get back in line to ride again and again. Teaching is a two-way street, and there was not one day where I walked out of the classroom without learning something new. The last few months have taught me more about life and being a teacher than I could have ever imagined. For example, I learned, 1, all it takes to be a morning person is 24 good morning, Miss Rojaks, with smiles and hugs. Even if the sun was still working its way up, nothing can wake you up like toothless grins and the high energy that they bring in. 2, confidence is key. Cheeks stained with the morning's breakfast, brutally honest compliments, and bright pink lipstick that was definitely not on their lips before they got on the bus. One little girl in particular embodied so much self-confidence that I hope each of us can carry with us in our own classrooms. Quote unquote, I'm not famous, I'm just popular. 3, we are each other's biggest cheerleaders. From recess races to math facts, these kiddos supported and lifted one another up every single day. 4, be happy and find joy in every moment. Coming in with a fresh start, anticipating the thrill that each new day brings, and wearing a smile always is something we oftentimes let stress overcrowd. The innocence of a child carries with it new opportunities to laugh and find silliness in any situation. Every Friday, one little boy would come in and say, I hope you have a great day tomorrow and the next day because you won't see us and I don't want you to be sad. 5, last but not least, Band-Aids fix everything. Taking what I have learned in my teaching placement and reflecting back on the last 3 years in the School of Education, I can confidently say that I have had an incredibly rewarding experience. From the field placements, professors, professional development opportunities, and friendships that I have made, I could not imagine graduating from a better place. I am sure my parents never would have guessed that their child, who was ironically sick every Sunday and needed to sport a family photo around her neck to keep from being homesick at school, would end up all the way in Indiana becoming a teacher, but I'm sure glad that I decided to walk this route. Now that it is our turn to go out and take hold of our own classrooms, I started to think about what makes a great teacher so great. I wanted to leave you with some advice on how to be a good teacher. Once again, I rallied up my second graders and asked them what they thought a great teacher embodied. This is what I got. A good teacher is generous, friendly, funny, kind, nice, and sweet. They should say good morning and smile and always give their students more than one chance. A good teacher will help all of their students and not just some. When someone does not know how to do something, you should explain it again and then let them do it. Oh, and never slap your students. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelsey, for those inspiring words. We'd like to present you with this small token of our appreciation. We're proud to call her an alumna, and it's always good to get the reminder we shouldn't be slapping anyone. At this time, I'd like to introduce our graduate speaker, Ahoud Al-Hajeri. Ahoud is from Kuwait. Bachelor's degree is in math and science education. Her master's is in educational leadership and administration, both from Kuwait University. She taught mathematics at the middle level for 9 years prior to coming to Bloomington to get her PhD. Her primary research interests are the use of technology to support academic learning, communication, and social skills of students with autism in inclusive settings. She's receiving her PhD degree in special education from the Department of Curriculum and Instruction, and she's also earned a minor in educational leadership and a certificate in autism. Ahoud believes in Helen Keller's quote, "Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much." Ahoud loves it when her friends here call her Ahoudiana, since she studies at Indiana. Ahoud?
Hi, everyone. Let me first say the greetings in Arabic. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Peace, mercy, and the blessings of God. Welcome to graduation for the class of 2018. I have waited to hear those words for 5 years, and by the look on all of my fellow graduates' faces, I'm not alone. This is a special day for all of us. On behalf of the School of Education graduate students, I'm honored and very pleased to express my congratulations to graduates for completing their studies and pursuing their degrees. My fellow classmates, right now we will do a small exercise together. Please stand up. Please turn and face the audience. Look to those who helped you emotionally, financially, spiritually, and intellectually, as they patiently waited years to see you with your cap and gown. So please join me in applauding your families and loved ones who have supported you in your achievement today. Thank you. All of us in this room are from different cities, states, and countries. I'm sure we all have our differences, yet we all share one thing in common, which is the love of education. Education polishes us with golden keys to be more powerful, strong, and inspirational leaders and teachers. Education gives us voices to advocate, gives us imaginations to create, gives us hope to live, and gives us confidence to continue learning. Education is the greatest agent for changing the world. I would like to introduce myself to you. My name is Uhud, as Dr. Barton introduced me. Uhud Al-Hajri from Kuwait. I'm graduating with a degree of a PhD in curriculum and instruction and special education with a certificate in autism and a minor in educational leadership. All of my life, I dream of earning a PhD in the United States. There are several reasons for this consistent dream of mine. The first reason is related to my perception of the high quality education delivered in higher education in America. The second reason, when I listening and watching national and international media, I became very aware of the idea that disability awareness in the United States is far more advanced as a practice than in my own country. Earning a PhD in special education, specifically in autism, was a gift that I could take back to my country. As a person who is very interested in students' exceptionalities, I wanted to extend my teaching abilities from a math educator to be inclusive of all students. In my country, I have for many years been in tune with students and families who deal with disabilities. Yet, the education and opportunity was not available for students with these type struggles. The third reason for coming to the United States was to learn from the best minds in special education. That's what brought me to Indiana University, Bloomington. My study at Indiana University supported my unquenchable thirst to learn information that satisfied my desire for unlocking the mystery of autism for young and old citizens of Kuwait. My work experiences in research, teaching, and service as a doctoral student in special education were major components of a preparation as a future faculty member of the University of Kuwait. I have enjoyed my Indiana University Bloomington experience during the past 5 years, and now look forward to an exciting work life in Kuwait. I have felt entirely welcome on this campus during my time here. Celebrations for National Kuwait Day and the nods of affirmation from non-Muslims have made my cultural and religious life a non-issue in Bloomington. I will speak of the hospitality of IU Hoosiers whenever I get the chance. Indiana University is known as one of the most beautiful campuses in America. The statistic refers to its landscape. The beauty, if I speak of now, is of the beauty of acceptance of diversity, which Bloomington upholds with a strong arm. If you want to see the world and not leave home, Indiana University is the place to study. The world comes to Bloomington to get its study on. Now, I would like to take a minute to acknowledge all the wonderful academics I learned from during my study at IU. My advisor, Dr. Irna Alant, and my committee members, Dr. Sarah Hurwitz, Dr. Robert Gagne, and Dr. Jessica Lester. As well, say thank you to other wonderful professors, David Mank, Jeffrey Anderson, Hannah Schertz, Teresa Ochoa, Mary McMullen, Carrie Buzili, Anna Maria Brannan, Gretchen Boitera, David Flinders, Phil Chris-Bacon, and Beth Samuelson. Thank you so much to Department of Curriculum and Instruction staff members, Amy, Sarah, and Kendra. Also, thank you to Tracy and Leslie from Graduate Studies Office. For me, this is a hard part. When I want to acknowledge the important person in my life, there is one person sitting in the audience today who is my backbone. She is the reason why I stand here today. She is my true inspiration. She is my mother. Where is my mother? Let's see. Mom, thank you so much. Could you allow me to translate it in Arabic to my mom? ماما شكرا أنت ظهري في هذه الدنيا، أنت دعمتيني، أنت أعطيتيني القوة إني أوقف في هذا المكان. شكرا لك يا أمي العزيزة، شكرا حبيبتي. Also, I want to say thank you to my father, who was unable to be here due to his health issues, but I know his heart is with me. I would like also to say thank you to my sister Hind and my brother Muhammad and my two nephews, Hamoud and Abdurrahman, who traveled halfway across the world to come support me. And also I want to say thank you to my rest of siblings in my country, in Kuwait. Friendship. True friends are like diamonds, precious and rare. My best friend is the one who brings out the best in me. Thank you to my friends who are here today. Dr. Melissa McNabb, my dear friend, my sister from another side in the world. She always supports and motivates me. She calls me Uhudiana. She is the person who called me Uhudiana. It means Uhud in Indiana, and taught me Maya Angelou's poem, A Woman Phenomenally. Late at night during one of the many, many occasions we studied together, earning our PhDs. The quote she supported me with in writing and upon my heart is, "You are a woman phenomenally." Thank you to my second family here in the United States, Dr. Brandick and Ms. Holly and Scott. Thank you so much. Also, I would like to say thank you to my friends here. Lindsay Ogle. Is Lindsay? Okay. Summer. Hajar. Sorry, I cannot see, sorry. Yasmin, Samira, Majda, and all my friends. Thank you for your support. I'm gonna conclude now, I promise. So, here comes the future, and what is next? Many of us will travel back to our original homes to work and begin our next steps. Wherever we land, we take with us so many memories of years at IU Bloomington. I know I will miss this place dearly, yet I'm excited to start my role as Ambassador of Education for my country of Kuwait. Thank you, and God bless you in your journey. In Arabic, shukran. Thank you.
Thank you, Ahud. We'd also like to present you with this small token of our appreciation from the School of Education. We're proud to call you an alumna. The last speech should always be the most touching one, so that worked out well. Ahud has already asked you to follow directions. Well, the next part of the program also requires you to follow some directions. So for those of you who are going to be teachers, make sure you're modeling the same kind of direction-following behavior that you'll expect of your own students. For those of you who are graduates in fields other than teaching, just follow the teachers. Watch what they're doing. So what we need for you to do now is all of you who are graduating, line up behind Miss Fox over here. So you'll line up going down this hallway behind her. Down? Yep. Right there. Thank you. All right.
Just end here. That's good. I thought I just did down. Okay. Yeah.
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Good.
Hello, this is Christian Shichelski. He is from South Bend, Indiana, graduating with elementary education. He would like to thank to his family, especially his brothers, Aaron Dog and Braden Dog.
This is T. Bowie from Anderson, Indiana, graduating in elementary education, and she'd like to thank her family and friends for all their support throughout her college journey.
This is Kelsey Rojak from South Barrington, Illinois. She would like to thank to her parents, siblings, family for supporting her for these last 4 years.
This is Kaitlin Brown from Hawthorne Woods, Illinois, graduating in elementary education. She wants to thank her mom, dad, godmother, brothers, and all 4 of her grandparents. She's so blessed. I think they're all in the front row over there. Okay.
This is Madeline Urbanski. She's from Indianapolis and finishing elementary education. She would like to thank to her parents for all their love and support and everyone who came today.
Emily Fike from Fishers, Indiana, graduating in elementary education. She says, thanks to mom and dad.
This is Kaylee Collins from Fort Wayne, Indiana, and she's finishing elementary education. She would like to thank her mother, her family, as well as staff that has supported her throughout her time at IU.
Taylor Morrissey from Woodridge, Illinois, graduating in elementary education. Thanks to her mom, dad, sisters, brothers. Is it brother Jesse or brother and Jesse, without whom she could not have gotten this far, gotten it done.
This is Taylor Miller, graduating with elementary education from South Bend, Indiana. She would like to thank for the love and support from her parents, her sister, Cam Cook, and her grandmommy.
Ashlyn Vanderryden from Goshen, Indiana. She wants to thank her family for constant and loving support. Thanks to Emily, Shelby, Courtney, and Paige. Thanks for always reminding me why I'm here.
This is Emily Anya Bonham. She's from Zionsville, Indiana, finishing elementary education with a concentration in science. She would like to thank to her parents, her twin brother, younger brother, her grandma for the constant support. She couldn't have done it without you all. Oh, and shout out to my cluster crew. I love you guys.
Shelby Arrow-Cabbage from Bloomington, elementary education. She would like to thank her loving family and boyfriend and friends for their support, and of course, the cluster crew for always being by her side.
This is Courtney Harshman from New Albany, and she's finishing elementary education with mathematics concentration. She would like to thank to her amazing family, boyfriend and friends, and of course her cluster crew. Thank you for your unending love and support.
Fanyu Zheng from China. Thank you to her parents, teachers, and friends for always supporting and helping her to make her dream come true. As a young educator, she's still working hard and making efforts to make education better. Thank you.
This is Danielle Castle from Moline, Illinois, finishing elementary ed with an English licensure.
Caitlin Hamelgarn from Portland, Indiana. Thanks to her wonderful family and friends that have helped me on my journey, I feel incredibly blessed to be walking across this stage today.
This is Mariah Semple from Elkhart, Indiana. She's finishing elementary education. Thank you to my entire family for being the best support system. A special thanks to my parents for letting me follow my dreams.
Edward Parley, degree in educational leadership. Thanks to family and friends for their support. Go Hoosiers!
This is Evelyn Prichard from Cookeville, Tennessee. She's finishing master's education in secondary education with a biology and chemistry licensure. Very special thank to you to Ben Edmonds and Dave Flinders for their tremendous support. Of course, I cannot forget the amazing support of my husband, Curtis.
Brittany Campbell from Hardinsburg, Indiana, Master's in Instructional Systems Technology. Special thanks to my friends, family, and professors. I'm so happy to have made it to this day.
This is Andrea Cozy. She is finishing elementary education with a minor in psychology. Thank you to my mom, dad, Nicholas, and the rest of my amazing friends and family for being the most supportive over those past 4 years.
Rebecca Marie Tesserolo from Schaumburg, Illinois, in elementary education. Couldn't have done it without you, Mom, Dad, Alana, Lucky, and Oliver, my tremendously supportive grandparents and mentors, and my best friend, Andrea. Thank you in advance for volunteering to read aloud my 4th grade class in Colorado. Okay.
This is Rebecca Bersani from Bartlett, Illinois. She is finishing elementary education and a computer education. Thank you to my mom and dad for their love and support, siblings for their wisdom and mentorship, and inspiring professors in this school. Like the quote I discovered through my brother and I choose to live by, shine not so others can see you, but so that through you others can see.
Ashley Deakins, Brazil, Indiana, Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education. I'd like to thank my parents, my sister, and my brother-in-law, my CSF community, and my former teachers who inspired me to become a teacher.
Here is Ohud Nasar Al-Hajri from Kuwait, finishing doctorate in special education. She would like to thank to her parents, siblings, professors, and friends. I love IU and I love my name, Ohodiana. I'm so proud to graduate from IU.
Lindsay Nicole Ogle from Flintville, Tennessee, PhD in special education. Wants to thank family, friends, Erna Allyn, the special education faculty and staff, and my amazing students.
This is Elisabeth Chandler from Chesterton, Indiana. She is graduating with elementary education. Thank you to my family and friends who have supported and encouraged me. The biggest thank you to Jacob and Stephen. You all rock. Much love to you.
Kenna Reeder from Lebanon, Indiana, Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education. I want to thank my family, friends, and the kiddos.
This is Brooke Britt from Plainfield, Indiana, graduating with elementary education. Thank you, Dad and Chrissy, for always being there for me and helping me follow my dreams. Thank you to my family, friends, and of course, my kiddos.
Musa Sadoc, Kayseri, Turkey, PhD in mathematics education. Special thanks to my parents, my country, my professors, colleagues, and thanks for her great support. I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, to you, okay. I can't do it without you.
This is Weipeng Yang from China. He is graduating with a master's in instructional systems technology. He says the best is yet to come, and thank you very much for my parents coming all the way from China.
Hannah Isco, Rockville, Maryland, degree in elementary education. I'd like to thank my family and all the teachers who have mentored me up to this point.
This is Claire Mickey. She is from Bloomington, Indiana, graduating with a master's in educational leadership. Thank you to Evan, Maggie, Catherine, our parents for love and support.
Zachary Pametmet from Schaumburg, Illinois, elementary education. Thanks, Mom. Sorry I'm late, like usual.
This is Nicole Phillips from Northfield, Illinois, graduating with elementary education. Thank you, Mom and Dad. I love you so much. You rock. Thanks for inspiring me every day. Also, I'm hungry, so let's get out of here.
Molly Burnham, Whiteland, Indiana, elementary education. Thank you to my family, friends, and staff at IU who helped shape me into the teacher I am today. I wouldn't be where I am today without each and every one of you.
This is Alyssa Whittle from Greenwood, Indiana, graduating with elementary education in science concentration. Thank you to my parents, sisters, and friends who have supported me over the years.
Allison Nicole Wainwright from Rushville, Indiana, elementary education. I would like to thank my friends and family for their constant support. I couldn't have made it this far without them. I love y'all, you all.
This is Kayla Rain Weeks from Clayton, Indiana. She is graduating with elementary education degree. I would like to thank to my family, friends, my professors for their overwhelming love and support.
Sara Bradburn from Bloomington, Indiana, right here, Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education. I would like to thank Camp Kesem for the incredible experience, my parents, brother, friends, and the rest of my family for all their support in this journey. I would also like to thank Alyssa Drews for her unwavering kindness and love. I wouldn't have been able to do it without all of you.
This is Lindsay Lawrence from Westfield, Indiana. She's graduating with Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education. Thanks to my parents, sister, and friends at IU for supporting me all 4 years.
Kaitlin Warziniak from Bloomington, Indiana. Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education. Thanks to my parents, twin sister Alex, Coach Jennings and Brad and Laura for all their support during my 4 years at IU. This one is for you, Dad.
Good afternoon. I'm proud to introduce Aichu Alicia Ding. She's from Taipei, Taiwan. She's my student. She would like to say thank you to Dr. Krista Glazewski, that's me, Dr. Ann Ottenbreit-Leftwich, Dr. Tom Brush, Dr. Gamza Azul, and Dr. Kurt Bonk. She would also like to thank her family, parents, Judy and Erwin, loving husband David Yu, dear friends Yahweh, Janet, Renee, Meza, Mena, Fallon, Mike, Hazel, and Pentang. Whew. Congratulations.
This is In Chen Janet Liao, all the way from Taiwan. And she's graduating with a PhD in Instructional Systems Technology. And she says, thank you, my papa, mama, for all your support. Also, I want to thank to my amazing advisors, Dr. Ann Leftwich, Dr. Krista Grzyzewski, and my award-winning mentor, Gamze Azul, myself, and all of other professors and fantastic friends. With all your company, I have had such a wonderful time and life at IU for the past 5 years. I love you all. Shishe, Janet Mama Papa, Party Jintian, Wani.
Okay, I also begged permission to speak for a couple of my students. This is Hassa Ali Alangari from Saudi Arabia. She's getting her PhD today in Instructional Systems Technology. She says, I would like to first and foremost thank my mom and dad for all their support, my husband for going against cultural norms to support my dreams, my kids for bearing through it all and sometimes missing bedtime stories, and my professors and classmates for all their love and encouragement. Congratulations. This is Tiffany Roman from Granger, Indiana. She's getting a PhD in Instructional Systems Technology. She says, I would like to thank all of the IST faculty for their many years of guidance and support, especially Professor Elizabeth Bowling, that would be me, as I am the scholar I am today because of her. To my parents, my first teachers, and my siblings, Mark and Amber, for their never-ending encouragement as I pursued my degree. And finally, thank you to my husband, Ben, and my children, Claire and Rory, who have shown nothing but patience and love throughout my journey. I love you all. Thank you. Go Hoosiers. Smiley face. Okay. This is Kendum Gyabak from Bhutan. She's getting a PhD in Instructional Systems Technology. She says, I want to thank my advisor, Professor Bowling, professors and colleagues at the IST department for your support, wisdom, and shaping me into the scholar I am today. I thank my husband, family, and friends, and most of all, I would like to dedicate this achievement to my mom. Without you, I would not be here today.
Karaoke Jones from Indianapolis, Indiana, a bachelor's degree in early childhood education. I'm so thankful for all the personal growth, memories, and opportunities IU has given me. Thank you to my family and friends who have supported me during this wonderful journey.
This is Nicole Marie Green from Fishers, Indiana. She's graduating with elementary education. I would like to thank to my mom and dad and my loving friends and family for supporting me through this journey.
Elisabeth Longbottom from Indianapolis, Indiana, degree in elementary education. I'd like to thank my parents for their love, kindness, and support, as well as my fiance Luke for his love and sharing with me in my passion for teaching.
This is Chloe Spenny from Greenwood, Indiana. She's graduating with an elementary education degree. She would like to thank to her mom, friends, family, and God for helping her get through everything that these past 3 years brought. Love you all.
Haley Fox from Bloomington, elementary education. Thank you to my wonderful parents, family, friends, and God for helping me through.
This is Jessica Sweet from Fort Wayne, Indiana, graduating with an elementary education with a reading license. I would like to thank to my parents and my grandparents for all their support. I couldn't have done it without them.
Jayma Renee George from Cincinnati, Ohio, a master's degree in educational leadership. Thank you to my mom, dad, and grandparents for coming today, and Logan for all his support. I love you all.
This is Kimberly Jarrett from Cloverdale, Indiana. She's graduating with an early childhood education degree. Thank you, Mom, for always being the person I need. I love you, Michael, for getting me through for the last 2 years. Thank you all of my family and friends.
Rachel Kentner from Brownsburg, Indiana, degree in early childhood education. Thank you to all my friends, family who have supported me all these years.
This is Angie Leekman from Janison, Michigan, perfect. She's graduating with a Master's of Education in Instructional Systems Technology. Thank you to Scott, Sam, Elise, Mom, Dave, Beth, Steve for all your love and overwhelming support. Thank you to the outstanding educators at IU, EDD, here I come.
Brittany Pearson, Washington, Indiana, a degree in early childhood education. Thank you to all my family who have continued to support me all these years.
This is Ashley Hansberry from Maryville, Indiana. She's graduating with an elementary education degree. She says, thanks to my family, friends for always being there for me, especially you, Mom.
Alexis Harmer from Cambridge City, Indiana, a degree in elementary education. I would like to thank my parents, my grandparents, fiance, and in-laws for helping me get this far.
This is John Kansick. He is graduating with a master's in secondary education from Ellisville, Indiana. He says, my degree has led me from teaching to the role of an e-coach to help teachers use technology effectively. Thank you to my wife, Heather, for her support.
Alexis Ball from Mishawaka, Indiana, degree in elementary education. Thank you to my wonderful family for their endless love and support, and thank you to my friends for making these 4 years unforgettable. I love you all.
This is Laura Hanafi from Avon, Indiana. She's graduating with an elementary education with a license edition in reading and concentration in language arts. Thank you to my mom, dad, and sister for your endless support over the years. And thank you to all of the amazing friends I've made. Go Hoosiers!
Haley Stath, Bloomington, Indiana, bachelor's degree in elementary education. I would like to thank my mom and dad for all that they have done for me. Without them, I wouldn't have had these amazing experiences or met the great friends I have here in the School of Education.
This is Summer Schrader from Bloomington, Indiana. She is finishing a Bachelor's of Science in Elementary Education with a Reading License Edition. She would like to thank her family and friends for the endless support, the advisors and faculty of the School of Education, and her students and colleagues for all their love and joy.
William Vadney, Auburn, Indiana, degree in elementary education. I would like to thank my mom and dad for their continued support through my time at IU.
This is Jane Baumkamp from Evansville, Indiana. She is graduating with elementary education with a computer education licensure. Thank you to my parents, my brother, my grandparents, and all of my family who are here today for supporting me in everything I do.
Luke Bose from Indianapolis, Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education. I would like to thank my parents, brothers, and friends for their love and support.
This is Carrie Franson from Franklin, Indiana. She's graduating with a Bachelor's of Science in Elementary Education. She says, I would like to thank to my mother and grandfather for inspiring me to become a teacher and their continuous support.
Kelsey Hostetler from Bloomington, bachelor's degree in elementary education. Thank you to my mom and dad for their constant support, and a special thanks to my IU professors who have taught me what it means to be an amazing educator.
This is Catherine Clark from Raleigh, North Carolina. She's graduating with an elementary education degree. Thank you, Mom, Dad, Lucy, and Matt for getting me here.
I have to go off script for just a minute, but since I'm retiring, I get to do this. One of the joys of my 25 years here at IU is supervising student teachers. I supervised her, and it was a wonderful experience to go into her. Where are your folks? Are family around? Are your parents around here? Yeah, she's amazing. It was a joy to watch her. I'm sorry, I just had to say that. Okay. Lital Avner, from Israel to Boston to St. Louis, bachelor's degree in early childhood. Thank you, Mom and Dad and Yarden, for all of your support through the meltdowns, the laughs, and everything in between. I love you. Thank you.
This is Hannah Budwick from Omaha, Nebraska. She's graduating with an elementary education degree. She says, "It was too quiet at home without me, so I guess I'll come back. Sorry in advance."
Amy Elizabeth Smith from Greenwood, Indiana, degree in early childhood education. All glory and praise to God for these past 4 years. Thank you to my parents, my sisters, my family, Christopher, and my ECE girls for encouraging me and supporting me the whole way. I hope I made you proud. She believed she could, so she did. Iowa, here I come.
This is Benjamin Brody from Cincinnati, Ohio. He is graduating with a Master's of Science in Secondary Education. He says, "I'd like to thank to my family for all their support over the years. This would have been impossible without them. I love you all so much."
Jesse Cooperman from Philadelphia, Master's in Special Education. Thank you to my parents and Dr. Ochoa. Fly, Eagles, fly.
This is Emma Henderson from Fairfax Station, Virginia. She's graduating with elementary education with a computer education licensure. She would like to thank to her students, teachers, friends, and family.
Molly Merrill from Dallas, Texas, degree in elementary education. She wants to say thanks to her amazing parents, family, and friends.
Our final student is McKenna McKell from Wakarusa, Indiana. She wanted to be last in line because she said she wanted to save the best for last. But if you look at her card, she's crossed a lot of stuff out because she stood in line so long, she kept changing her mind about who she wanted to thank. So ultimately, she just says, "Thanks to my amazing family, friends, teachers, and students." That brings us almost to the end of our program. I want to once again thank our faculty readers for working through so many names, thanks, and hometowns. So let's have a round of applause for our faculty readers. And then I also wanted to thank the many staff members from the School of Education who helped to make this program possible. Let's hear it for the staff as well. So please join me in one final round of applause to wish all of our graduates and their families the best as they embark on their new adventures. And as we know, at least one person here is hungry, so please go eat. Thank you.